We are live. Yes, we are. Thank you for joining me. Rearranged the office a little bit, the studio. Bear with me. I'm trying to get adjusted. Haven't got my footing. Let me just say this. Thank you for joining the show. We love having you here. Outstanding to have you. Happy to be a part of your life. Happy to be your mentor, your life coach, your confidant, your all-knowing, your all-true being, whatever you want to call me. I'm happy to be it. Thank you for being here. Man, we've had a good day. Hope you guys are having a great day like I am. Remember to like, subscribe, share, hit that alert bell. Tell the entire world that you ran into the PAC show. And that's us, folks. All right. While we're waiting for everybody to get in here, I'm going to do a little bit more work. I am. Let's see here. It is, by the way, Wednesday in my part of the world. It's a beautiful day. It is 63 degrees. I need to move that my thermometer. There you go. It's 63 degrees, by the way. It was up in the 70s today. We actually had the windows open to get some fresh air in the house after a long winter. Well, winter's not over. Hate to say. So we got a lot more to go. Well, that's not the point, right? The point is we had a day that had good air. All right, go lay down. My Lily, I moved my dog's bed today. I'm rearranging my studio here for the show, make a better show for you guys. And I messed everything up for my poor dog. So she's kind of in here wondering out, hey, where do I sit now? Yeah, here we go. Come on now. Come on now. Baby, tell me all about it. I was watching American Idol last night. The new season, I watched all 4 episodes all at one time because we don't get it through the antenna, so I watched it on Hulu. It was pretty good. I watched all the editions, you know. Still not sold on Carrie Underwood being a judge, you know. I think my wife and I both preferred having that other lady, Katy Perry. Oh. I got a bunch of things I want to do, try to do, improve upon for you guys. Tim is in the house. Good evening, Tim, or good morning to you. How are you? Good to have you here, Tim. I'm still working on getting set up, my friend. I told you guys the other day I've been trying to think about rearranging my world. So I've been working on that, Tim. I don't have it all done. I can tell that. So, but Lorelei came up with this design. So if it's horrible, it's Lorelai's fault, Tim. How are you? How's the how is the air condition in the Philippines? It was a beautiful day here in the 70s, low 70s, light breeze. Absolutely stunning day for us. Opened up the windows and the doors. I let Lily bark at people as they walked by. You know, all of that good stuff. There we go. Oh, but I don't have a cord. I have a cord over here. Maybe. Yeah, I am. You know, there we go. Tim, I really am. You know, I like the way I had it set up, but I felt like it was time for a change. And so, yeah, I'm trying to reorganize things a little bit, give you guys a different perspective in the background. And, you know, I got a better view of the window when the weather's nice. If I open up the window here, I got a really good breeze. Got a little bit more of a work area over here off camera that nobody can see. I'm gonna bring in a chair in from the garage, sit back over here. So if I wanna sit and live stream on a nice comfortable chair, I can. And then of course you have a chair for the guests. Trying to do that. I also found a couple of bags, remember? I don't know if you guys remember, but I was working on, hey, what am I gonna do with all of this loose camera equipment and stuff I have, but I kind of like using it. So I did figure that out. The weird thing for me is, Tim, is I normally, I'm left-handed. So I don't like to sit like this because it's the opposite. I prefer to sit the other way because I'm left-handed, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird thing. So I'm trying to get adjusted to my new desk, the layout. You know what I mean? Really trying to work on that. So, but it's going to be all right. I got a feeling once I finish, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I mean, you know, it's not like I'm a superstar, but yes, working on that, doing good with it, I hope. Because I do want to try to grow our channel, Tim, make a better channel. I got a lot of new videos coming out about living with a Filipina. I got a lot of things I'm working on other this year also, just in general. So, to try to make some good content. I'm hoping I can sucker. I really want to check out, I know it's not my car, and I'm not one of these people that are going to pretend somebody's car is mine. But we got a friend that has a Mercedes Maybach. It's a $250,000 car. I'd really like to go and check it out. They just got it. So, but one of these days I'm going to go and check it out and play with it. Maybe make a little video of this car that could pay my house off and put money in my pocket. So I'm going to try to do that this year and have a little fun with that. But shit. Go lay down. And then I still need to finish a couple of new videos and decide what I'm going to do. We are thinking about traveling this year. We found out, because Lily, go lay down. My dog Lily is upset because she had a bed over here and I moved it. It's in the laundry being washed. So now she doesn't have a place to lay in the area, so she's kind of upset. But she'll figure it out, right? She'll get into the groove. So we are thinking about doing some traveling this year. What we found is, we were planning to go back to the Philippines in 2017. Sorry, 2017. Man, I am so far gone, it's unbelievable. In the year 2027, because we have land and we got some business to take care of in the Philippines. Well, we're being told by the developer and some other that maybe it's not going to do us any good to come over in January of 2017 after all. So we're trying to figure that out. When are we going over there next year in 27? So that is kind of throwing a little bit of a monkey wrench into my plans and what we're going to try or do or not do, you know what I mean, is what we're doing there. And then, so I'm trying to do my best to put a bunch of money together to pay our house off so that we don't have any debt in the future. But we do like to travel, and we haven't really took any trips lately in the last few years, a real trip, except for local. So we are thinking about doing a cruise or whatever. If our trip to the Philippines is going to get postponed until late 27 at the earliest, because of getting the land deed all squared away, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is in the Philippines, you kind of get a runaround. And I'm sure we're in due for a runaround about the land that we have in the Philippines. Lorelai's been in touch with everybody, stays in touch with everybody, and it just, as you guys all know, it's not cut and dry in the Philippines when it comes to land issues. But I want to get her land deal completed. I want to go over there, make sure we stake our claim once again to the land that we own. That Renzo officials in the house, good evening to you. How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up. Good morning to you, my friend. How are you? What's going on in your part of the world? So, I want to stake the claim to the land in the Philippines. I do. I want to get that done so that we can start deciding what we're going to do with it in the future. But if they're telling me that if we come over in 27, because what I heard last, everybody, and thank you all for being here, all the thumbs up, a bunch of people in the background. And just so you know, all the naked women, because I know there's a lot of people just waiting for the naked women. Well, they'll be here later. Thank you for saying hello to each other. It's always good. So in the development where we own lots, I feel like they're behind schedule from what they promised. So they have a big fence all the way up around the property, but they still don't have roads cut in. They're supposed to have roads cut in and utilities put in by this time. So, or at least in the big process. Apparently all it is a big ass field with all the lots that that's in there. We own several. So I don't know what's going on. I think they're focusing on just keep buying more and more land and buying more area versus taking the money and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm a little worried about that. I know there's not a lot I can do about it, but I am a little worried. So that's where I thought, part of the pros and cons of going over and saying, look, people, what's going on? Look, I was hoping we'd go over and we'd see roads already in place. That's what I'd hoped. That we'd already see utilities in place in 2027, sometime in early 2027. But, and the beach access area is supposed to be done. Boy, when Lorelai talked to them real recently, that doesn't seem to be the case, that there's a whole lot done in the Philippines, except for a big fence all the way around. I almost wish I would pay for like Google satellite live imaging if I could do that. I think it'd be really cool if you could go onto Google Earth and go down in real time and zoom in and see exactly what's going on from here. So that I would know from Google Earth looking down what they've done and what they haven't done. Unbothered Avocados in the house. Miss Avocado. Hello to all. Just stopping in and say hello. Have a great day. We are. Are you busy today, Miss Avocado? So I hope the kids are doing well today, or the kiddo and the half kiddo. So thank you for coming in and thumbs up. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm a little bit early today. I've been working rearranging things and I'm good. My back's hurting. I'm a little tired from all the work I've been doing, so I knew I was going to go to bed early tonight, so I thought I would start early. But so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I really wish I could do the satellite imaging and look down upon the land that we own there, but it's not really. Because as we all know, it's kind of hard to believe what anybody says. It would be nice. Hello, Jamie. Yeah, because we have friends that we could send up there, and maybe I'm gonna have to just pay them and go up and have them take their phone and video or live or FaceTime us if they can get signal. But because I don't want to waste thousands of dollars traveling to the Philippines for nothing. We don't mind going back to the Philippines and all of that. It's just the plan is to go back to the Philippines, work on the land issue, maybe spend 2 weeks there hanging out with friends and family, and then booking it over to Singapore or Hong Kong or something like that for 2 weeks. That was the original plan because, we've lived in the Philippines. We've been there numerous times. We don't need to go hang out in the Philippines for 30 days, a couple weeks. If the land deal is in good shape, then hey, we can just take care of business, have fun, go to Singapore or Hong Kong and have a good time, right? Jamie says hello to you, Tim. So if they're not ready for us to do the land deal, to finish up, to start making plans for what we're going to do with the lots that we have, because part of my long-term strategy is I'm thinking about building one house on multiple lots and keeping the extra lots as yard, or you could build small houses on these lots and rent them out. Getting a headache right now. Oh, what's going on? Why are you getting, is your air quality suffering for you, Tim? I got a headache this morning. I made cornbread. And I need to clean my oven, I guess, but I got a headache cleaning the oven. Not cleaning the oven, but cooking cornbread. When I heated the oven up, something must have off gas. It gave me a little bit of headache. So, why are you getting a headache, Tim? What's going on? You got any aspirin to take? Do you take aspirin? So, but we like to travel this year, and if we don't, if we're not going to spend the money next year to go back to the Philippines and do all that, then maybe we can use some of that money to go on a nice trip this year, late this year, maybe September. So that's kind of what we're working on, what we're thinking about. But we got a long ways to go. We have no clue what we're doing there. So it's just part of what we're working on. And of course, we still hope to move, either this year or next year at the latest to Alabama, get out of this cold weather and do a little bit more fishing. I also got to work on some other things. So doing good. We're doing all right. It's been a good day. Lorelei's at work and expecting rain over the next couple of days. Lorelei has migraines too, Tim, once in a while. And they gave her a new prescription medicine that she sniffs, injects into the nasal, cavities. That seems to work really well. I'm not for sure what it's called. It wasn't real expensive here. Like, I think we paid less than $20 for the prescription. But it definitely works well. It's a nasal spray. There you go. Nasal spray. So, I don't know which type you're using, but that's probably just as common over there as it is here. So, but she's got a new prescription for her migraine stuff too. So, she doesn't get them very often, Tim, but she does get them. We saw the new baby on Sunday. We haven't seen it since. We're going to invite him over maybe. Well, Lorelei's got a couple things to go to, so you guys are going to see some stuff on Facebook and others. Friday night, Lorelai is going to a meet and greet of some famous singer he's an American singer, entertainer, but I guess he's a rock star in the Philippines. Let me see if I can figure out who it is. Oh, David. His name is David. No wonder he's great. What's his name? David Pomerantz. David Pomerantz. He's apparently an American guy, but apparently he's extremely popular in the Philippines. And so he's doing a U.S. tour here, and he's stopping in Arkansas. So Friday night, they're doing a meet and greet, which I told her, I'm real big on this, is if you're going to go do I took some Apartan pills with a glass of Mountain Dew. Man, I haven't had Mountain Dew in years. Woo-wee. Man, I just got a burst of energy thinking about Mountain Dew. But I'm really big on life experiences, and I'm not going to this because, one, I don't care and I don't know who this guy is. But apparently he's a very popular singer, entertainer in the Philippines. But I'm really big on the experience. So when this came up, you could buy the VIP tickets where you sit up front at the concert. And then the concert Saturday. Friday night is the official meet and greet party. And so she's going to that with some other friends, and they're all dressing up, being goofy or looking good, I guess. So I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Friday night. They're doing the meet and greet. Saturday is the concert, I believe. So they're excited, but I told her, because I'm real big on this, as we get older, why cheap out? It's like when we go on a cruise ship, we truly like to buy the MPV tours. We like to spend the money and be treated like kings, royalty. Because you don't get that a whole lot as we get older. We just don't get it. So if you can take advantage of an opportunity to give me a little special by paying a few extra bucks, and I think the whole concert and everything's only like $100. Yeah, you got to enjoy life. That's a good way to look at it. The older I get, the more, you guys all know about being dead and surviving the coma and everything. I've just learned, yeah, I don't want to go to the concert, but she mentioned it, the friends are going, and she's like, well, should I buy the cheap ticket or what? And I'm like, no. Buy the big ticket, go enjoy the Friday night meet and greet where you can take pictures and you girls can dress up and have a good time. And then Saturday, you're all dressing up and you're going to or not all of them. There's not, it sounds a little bad. Lorelai's blessed enough. We're blessed enough that we can pay the bigger ticket, not going to hurt us, so that she can go and do this. A lot of them can't do that, or the husbands won't do it. I don't know. I don't care. But she's going to get to do that. So she's excited. I think she's more excited about dressing up than she is the actual concert. Yep, you can't take the money with you when you die, Tim, and everybody that's listening. But the memories will last forever. That's, I know that sounds corny, but it's like I was telling, who was I telling? Oh, I was telling my doctor the other day. He's getting ready to retire in 2 years. And I like him. I've known him for a long time. He's a good guy. He's an ex-military guy, Navy doctor, all of that, right? And he was telling me about retirement, and he bought a motorhome about a year ago, and him and wife's been hitting the roads. And I happened to ask him, I said, hey, man, where are you going? And he's like, we're going to go down to South Texas, Padre Island. And we're going to go all through Brownsville, and we're going to visit all that big area down there. Last year they were in Florida. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. We've been there, and I don't. And this is what's really crazy. We've been to Padre Island. Not a big deal. Nice, not a big deal. But I told him, I said, you know what? There's a restaurant on the bridge going over to Padre Island. There's a restaurant there. It's on this side. It's a seafood joint, obviously. But they have the best ever biscuits. They caramelize the bottom of the biscuit in butter. Not for sure how they do it, but it's the best biscuit I've ever had in my life. And I told him that, and he thought that was really funny. And he's like, see, that's what life is all about. Making those little memories. It's not about the money. It's about making the memories and enjoying. Because we were in Padre Island 7 or 8 years ago, I guess. I don't remember when. But I remember those biscuits. Now, we went deep sea fishing and other stuff that I remember too. But I remember the biscuits at this restaurant. I don't remember anything else about the restaurant. A traditional seafood joint, they probably had a pirate or something, or a dolphin or something out the door. But I don't know. But I remember those biscuits. So it is all about the memories. And that's kind of where I'm at, when we go back to the Philippines and take care of business. Well, we've been there, done that. I'd like to go to somewhere I haven't been, something I haven't experienced yet. And so we're kind of more excited about that. But as you know, everything costs money. Enjoy them biscuits when you can. You got that right, man. I mean, they were really good biscuits. I don't know how they caramelize the bottom of the biscuit, just the bottom part, with like a honey butter caramel. Man, they were good. I've tried to make them and I can't do it. I don't know if they did. But I'm sure the rest of their food was good. I just remember the biscuits. So memory is what it's about. Lorelai's going to remember. She's got to go to a lot of things. And I've always been that husband who has said, hey, go. Have fun. Yes. Treat yourself. Buy the bigger ticket. When we've gone on cruise ships, which we're thinking about doing again here soon, or this year, we always buy the VIP level ticket because they treat you better. You get, for a small amount of money, you get to have a better experience. Ah, nice. So you're getting close to getting all your paperwork done? Outstanding. Then how long is it going to be after you get everything? So do you got to get everything done, submit it, and then you get approved, or you already approved, but you need to get some of your forms turned in? Or is it one and the same? So I know it'd be a big relief to you, Tim, to get your documents done, to get it turned in, to get the retirement kicked in. It'd be a very big deal. I turn old enough next year that I need to work on my 401k. Something I'm working on this year is deciding what I'm going to do with it when I'm eligible enough to do something with it. So I got to study up on the different ways that you can manage 401ks after the maturity date. So I'm working on that this year myself. We did our taxes recently, had to pay the government again, which just kills me that, the only reason we pay taxes is because they tax my disability money. I get taxed on my disability money, which I don't think anybody should be taxed on Social Security or disability or Jimmy's in the house. Hello. This is senior bingo. I like bingo. You play senior bingo? I play youth bingo with the girls. Jimmy, good to see you. Everybody say hello to Jimmy. I've already approved for retirement. I just need a few more forms for the payment information. Outstanding, Tim. You keep working on that. If you need our help, let us know. Hello, David. Hello, Tim. Jimmy, what are you up to these days? So, yeah, I don't know. We're thinking of, so, yeah. Lorelai's going to some concert this weekend. She's going to have a good time. I'm going to stay home, have a good time. same here. I rearranged I'm not done yet. I'll show you guys when I'm done. But I'm trying to rework my studio a little bit. I don't know. I think I need to put a rug in here because I think there's an echo in my office. And I think if I put a floor rug in here, it'll knock some of the echo off. But yeah, we're doing the same old, same old. Lorelai's having a great time and I'm just suffering through as the husband. That's, yeah, I'm doing that whole new video series if you haven't seen it, Living with a Filipina. I almost forgot what it was. I should have everything done in a few more days. Outstanding, outstanding. Yeah, I have to work on what I'm going to do with my 401k. I'm going to leave it, move it, take it, whatever. What I'm going to do with it. I haven't decided. I got a long ways to go. I got 12 months to figure it out, I guess. So, Jimmy, what are you doing this year? Do you have any activities planned? Lorelai's birthday party. Here's the deal. So as you guys all know, her birthday party is coming up in a few weeks, March the 7th. Her 40th birthday. We're doing a big party. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. We're live streaming it. In the last 6 months, what I've been doing, my whole life has been wrapped around our friends having a baby and Lorelai's having a birthday party. That's what we've been focused on. Lorelai having a birthday party and the baby coming, right? So I told her the other day, I said, we got to start shifting gears. Now that your party is here and going to be over with, we need to figure out what else we're going to do this year. Whether we're going to do absolutely nothing, or we're going to put some money in the bank, or we're going to go on a cruise, or we're just going to take another trip to Florida or Alabama, or go to Carlsbad Caverns. What are we going to do? So we're just starting that process of, well, I don't think she is. I think I am. I'm starting the process. What does it mean? What is the year going to be like after Lorelai's birthday party? We do have Jamie's thing on live stream, but that's not a big issue. Miss Avocado, we're going to do a baby shower for her. But we need to figure out what we're going to do this year. If I kept my schedule, I would be in the PH now, but somebody is sick and I just can't leave. Ooh. So, without prying too much, Jimmy, are they going to be, is it like terminal sick, like cancer or something? Or is it that somebody's just under the weather and they need a few more weeks or a month to get better? So kind of meaning, are you going to be able to get there at some point this year? Or is it really just kind of went, Rusty, what's your thoughts on dogs being eaten in the Philippines? Well, I have a couple thoughts about that. I do know that there's a very small, let me say this, because I've actually studied this. There was a very, very small community in the Philippines that ate dog. It was not countrywide at all, period. There was, at time, a small population that ate dogs. If I'm hungry and I don't have any other food source, I would eat dog. I would eat cat. I would eat rat. So I'm one of these people that says, look, you eat what you got to survive. So I love dogs. I have dogs. I have wiener dogs. One left, my other died, which I'm still heartbroken over. So I'm a huge doggy fan. But I don't blame communities if they need to consume an animal, a domesticated, because that's what cows are. Cows are domesticated animals. I don't have a big issue with it. Now, if they're going out and stealing people's puppies and their dogs out of their houses, different story. Jimmy says, not good. Not a good thought. Not a good thought on eating dogs, or not a good chance of going to the Philippines. So that's where I'm at. And I know that's mean and cruel, but I remember, and I need to look this up and get it right. But there, and this is part of history. There was I want to say he was a French literature guy who won the Nobel Peace Prize in the 60s or 70s about he wrote about the time he went through the war with his mother and stuff like that. And so he won all of that. He won big awards. I think it was a Nobel Peace Prize in Literature. Well, 20, 25, 30 years later, it made the news because it resurfaced. An interview with him resurfaced. Because he mentioned in his literature back after the war that they ate cat. And his mother, and what it was a statement kind of like, you know, my mother was really good at making cat stew. And modern day people were offended. And they wanted to take his Nobel Peace Prize away from him because they, at that time, in modern day history with food everywhere, was offended that these people ate cats during the German occupation of France. So I guess I have empathy for people that need to do whatever they need to do to survive. I'm okay with it. Would I choose to do it? Absolutely not. But if I had to do it, would I do it? Absolutely. Could I eat my own dog? No, I wouldn't. I would die before I consumed my own dog. And I know that. I know that. So, Rusty, what do you think about that? Now, I know a lot of people say, well, you know, you could have just said good or bad, and the conversation would have been moved forward. But as an old teacher, I like to explain things and theories. I like to get you guys to think and understand other people have points of views. And it's not just black and white. Because if I was in France and they ate rats, they ate anything they could eat to survive. Can you blame them? No. But historically in the Philippines, it was a very small community in a remote location in the Philippines. I do think it's kind of a culture misnomer. Worldwide, I think it's the Chinese that are made fun of for dog meat. I think it's the Chinese when people say stuff. Craig is in the house. Craig's in the house. He likes the sweet and sour style. Craig, I'm going to admit something to you. I'm not a big fan of sweet and sour or anything. I don't like sweet and sour. I like orange. So, but Craig, what do you think of that? I mean, you know, what do you think about that concept? My daughters have asked me the question before. I told them, just be glad that you don't live in those warring times. That's my point. We cannot judge people, you know, we just can't do it. We have no clue what people truly went through. And I need to look up that Nobel Prize winner and get you the exact information. But I remember when people were pissed off at him because an old interview when he was winning, you know. Hello, Tim, Craig says. Tim, hello, Craig. Everybody says hello. Not for me. Everyone's different. Well, I wouldn't choose it. Rusty, I don't know if that's true. I've read this. I've been up to date on this, believe it or not. The Philippine government has said, don't do that to this small community. Now, here's the question. It's kind of like people who sacrifice goats, who eat goat. Well, would you find eating goat offensive? So if your culture, you know, I'm kind of reminded of the scene in Keanu Reeves was in it, and a lot of good-looking women, and about the devil. He was a lawyer. Charlize Theron was in it. He was a lawyer, devil something, I think. But there's a scene in where, I can't remember which actor it was arrested and charged for eating a goat, or killing and eating a goat in New York City. And point blankly, he won the case by saying this is part of his culture, it's part of his religious beliefs. So even though we may not like it, if they truly do this, what are we to say they're wrong? Korea. Thank you, Tim. You know, my brain is squishy, right? Koreans. So, Devil's Advocate. There you go. Remember that movie? Thank you. Thank you. Devil's Advocate. Goats are eating here. Yeah, I've eaten goat meat. Goat meat's good. Some restaurant, yeah, we ate goat meat in the Philippines. I had no problems with it. But there's a scene in there where the guy is killing the goat, and the city of New York wants to punish him for killing and eating a goat in his basement or whatever. You know, Charlie's there, and yes, smoking hot. Now, that movie had several others in there that was nothing to be shy about. So, it was a good movie. I like the creepy guy in that movie, too. He was a real creep. I can't remember was it Al Pacino was the other guy? So, I don't know if I have a problem with it. If it offends you, then, I mean, who are you? I'm going to Google something. Who are you to be offended by somebody else's practice? You know, we can be offended by everything. Sometimes people are just offended because I'm fat, or that I wear tropical shirts or stupid hats, you know, even though my hats aren't stupid. So, there is, and that's where I'm at, you know. There is an Animal Welfare Act in the Philippines, and maybe there's provisions. I could reread all of this, but my point is they have a provision for this community to practice their cultural beliefs. What if all of a sudden James is in the house? Hello, buddy. What if all of a sudden we just said that? Well, I don't think Filipinos should be able to eat pork or chicken, or pancit is offensive to me because it looks like worms. James, everybody say hello to James, my friend. How are you? Live poetry markets exist here, and live poetry market, yes. So James is in the San Francisco area, and they actually have in his Chinatown, because he took me around visually, they have some live markets there that most people here in my part of the world would be highly offensive. You know, if you saw the things that they do in San Francisco where I live, people would be calling the police, up in arms, calling the news, and going apeshit because of what they do. Same thing with a wet market in the Philippines. A wet market in the Philippines would be shut down here like you couldn't believe. And it'd be like a how dare you do this. Craig says, hello, Jimmy and John and James and everybody. Everybody say hello to Craig. Hiya, Craig. So, I guess we kind of go back to that whole thing, like on YouTube. If you don't like me, don't watch me. If eating dog meat offends you, then don't go to that part of the Philippines. If a really strict Muslim community bothers you, don't go there. Well, now, Rusty, let's talk about that. What is a domesticated animal? Cows are. Chickens are, right? Just because they're raised in a big chicken house, does that make them not domesticated? So what is your definition of domesticated? I say everything that's at the store, even farm-raised fish, chicken, beef, and pork, that's not a wild animal. That's not taken from the wild. That's groomed to become our food. So what is your definition, Rusty, is my question. That's where we got to go. Now, look, and if it is domesticated, why can't I eat it? What law, is it a moral issue? Is it an ethical issue, a legal issue that says I can't eat a house cat versus a stray cat? Or a pigeon that I've raised in my backyard versus a pigeon that I catch out in the wild? You know, what's the difference in the two? I think the T-Boli people in Southwest Mindanao eats dog. Oh, T-Boli people. Wow. They may. I'm sure they probably don't eat pork, so maybe they need another protein substitute. Yes, obviously you're eating anything that comes on a plate. Yes. So I don't care where it comes from. If it's on the plate, I'm going to eat it. Do I like free range chicken more than not part of free range chicken? Sure. Do I like wild turkey better than domesticated turkey? No, I do not. I think wild turkey, which I've eaten, is a little gamey. Do I like elk meat better than deer? Absolutely. Every day of the week. So, you know what I mean? It's all about our perception of our own world, our own ideology, morals, ethics, and values. I try really hard to accept every group of people, whether I like it or not, for who they are and let them be who they are. Because when and how I look at things, from politics to religion to business, is we do drink a lot of wild turkey in America. I used to, as a kid, drink wild turkey. That shit will eat your gut. You know, wild turkey is hard. Jimmy should know about wild turkey. Wild turkey's a little rough. I'm not a wild turkey guy. You know, when I was a kid, we would chug it because we were kids and didn't know any better. But now I drink, better quality products because I'm old. So I guess that's kind of how we look at it, or how I look at it. And I encourage you guys to have an open mind about everything. Because when we have an open mind, then we role model that behavior to others. Because I want everybody else to have an open mind. We don't need to be judgmental, right? I don't want people judging me. And I don't want to judge you, even though I know I do it. Tim says, wild turkey on the rocks. Yeah. I mean, as a teenager, it was fairly cheap back in the 80s compared to like Crown Royal. We drank a lot of that, and a lot of Evan Williams and JD. Oh, I wouldn't touch that crap these days. I have better taste. We grow out of that low quality stuff, and Jimmy says, oh man, turkey tears me up. Yeah, sour pig head soup. There you go. That's another one. Pig head soup. Hey, we made a pig head here for one of the parties, the Halloween party we did. I did a pig head like a piglet tongue, monkey brains, wild turkey dog barbecue. There you go. Maybe that would work. Maybe if you had some wild turkey, you'd be more okay with dog. I just don't see a problem with it if you want to do it. I mean, Rusty, if you came out and said, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind dog. I wouldn't beat you up for it. I mean, people are eating the stupid balut. Hello, people are eating balut. To me, I don't have a moral problem with it or an ethical problem. I have a disgusting problem with it. I think eating balut is more disgusting than eating a dog. Because at least dog is meat. A balut is a baby duck, right? Duck, yeah. It's a duck with feathers and little baby bones in it. Come on now. So I have a bigger problem with eating, that. Yeah, but what are we going to do, right? I don't like balut. I've never tried it because I have never been drunk enough in the Philippines to try it. And I'm not going to pay $4 an egg here, or $5 an egg here just to get drunk and eat. I'm just not going to do it. That balut shit is disgusting. Yes. Well, it is disgusting. Balut I don't get it. I don't. But it's a delicacy. It's a tradition. I'm okay with that. We probably eat stuff in America that people like chicken feet. Now they eat that in the Philippines. I won't eat chicken feet either. So there's certain things that every culture does that you kind of go, huh? Now Rosie's asking, what about eating human meat? All right. I have thoughts on that too, because as you guys know, on this channel, no matter what the topic is, I can come up with a thought. Once again, I go back to this. Why are you eating the human meat? Are you harvesting humans for food when there's plenty of other proteins around? Or are you stuck in the Andes Mountains in a plane crash to stay alive? So what context are you eating the human in? Since you're open to traditions, I am. That's how you had, I forgot the name of the disease. Eating human meat in a South African tribe, I can't remember, it gave them the shakes. It caused a brain lesions. Man, the name of that disease is right on the tip of my tongue. So we had to explain and people had to teach this tribe why you're having these shakes uncontrollably and losing movement of your body is because the human meat was causing lesions on your brain. So, but it was a tradition there until they realized that's what was killing them. If it's for survival. So, if you're just a crazy serial killer, Hannibal Lecter type that likes to have a little human meat every once in a while because it tastes good, well, then you're a nut job. Then the answer is no. If you're stuck in the Andes Mountains, once again, I say eat any damn thing you can to survive. You know, if you're caught in the Arctic on those ships that got landlocked for 3 years or ice locked, you eat anything you can eat. You know, problem was their canned goods had too much lead in it back in the day, way back hundreds of years, you know, when they made these canned goods, and it poisoned the sailors, the people. Craig says, if it's for survival, there's a few restaurants here in San Francisco that serve chicken feet over rice, let alone grasshoppers. Tita Marie says, hello to me. Thank you, Tita Marie. Good to see you. Everybody say hello to Tita Marie, who's in Vietnam. Survival of the Donner Pass was another one. That's correct. That's correct. The Andes, the movie was called Alive in the Andes. So there have been human cannibal serial killers. Remember, I used to be an aficionado on serial killers. Tina says, hello to everybody. If you're eating it for fun because you want to, that's bad. If you're eating it to survive and you don't want to eat it anymore when you don't have to, then I can excuse it. Hello, Tina from Craig and Tim. Everybody said hello to each other. So, what do you think? Rusty, would you? I mean, how do you feel about it? You know, I would eat grass if I had to. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would have to be desperate to eat, but by God, I would do it. I mean, I remember at a time when I was so extremely poor, homeless, living in my car, that all I ate was really cheap, nasty old bread and mustard, you know, for about a week. You know, it was about a week period there where I ate old stale bread. I picked the mold off of it, and I got mustard packets, and I ate mustard sandwiches for about a week. So you do whatever it takes to survive. And I don't begrudge you doing that. I don't begrudge anybody doing whatever it takes to survive. And I think the people that says, oh no, I wouldn't do that, I would rather die. No, I don't think you would. I think it goes back to that mentality of there's no atheists in foxholes. Remember that? If you're on the verge of death and there's something disgusting to eat, you're going to eat it. Hello, Tita. Just wondering why Rusty is thinking about, maybe Rusty's hungry. Rusty, are you hungry today? Are you needing some snacks? Rusty, if you need, I have some extra popcorn and peanuts in my pantry I can let you have. If you're trying to figure out where the next protein source is, I do have some trail mix in the pantry. Now, it's still not expired. It does have some M&Ms with it and sunflower seeds and peanuts and other things that we would be happy to share with you. I just fed my dog Lily rib meat. We had some leftover ribs and they're about 3 or 4 days old. So I deboned them, chopped it up, and gave Lily rib meat. So I will say my dog Lily probably eats better than some humans. And I know that is sad that my dog eats better than some humans, but it is my dog. Hello, Tim and Craig from Tita Marie, who's hanging out in Vietnam. Obviously you are more well fed. I am very well fed. I am indeed. And I am blessed to be able to choose what I shovel down my face. Leftover ribs, yes. This one right here, remember the one I told you that dislocated? I took it out and gave it to Lily. Now, Pat says, good evening, Brother David. Everybody said hello to Pat. But yes, I am very well nourished. Well, I take that back. I'm probably not very well nourished. I'm just fat. Being well nourished probably means I was healthy. And I'm not healthy, so I'm probably not well nourished. Hello, Pat from Tita Marie. Hello, Brother Tim and everybody in the house. Hello, Pat. Hello, Pat. Pat, say hello to everybody. Everybody's in the house. So, yeah, but Rusty, if you need some peanuts, I got some peanuts. I do got some Dennet cans of tuna, 555 tuna, that I'm happy to share. I'm going to eat those, though. Those are mine. I'm actually going to eat them, no matter what Lorelei says. Unless I open them up and they smell bad, I'm going to eat them. Hello to you, Tita Marie. Good to see you. She's hanging out in Vietnam. I thought Vietnam was known for dog, at one point in time. But there's a lot of things that people, like James mentioned earlier, a lot of people are into eating bugs because they have a high protein account. I have a thing about bugs in general. I don't like bugs. I don't like them touching me. I don't like bugs. I would walk around with 50-gallon can of bug spray and spray every bug I saw. I know it'd be bad for the environment, but I don't like bugs. So I would have an extremely hard time eating bugs. Got any popcorn? I'll take some. Yes, we got some skinny popcorn. Skinny popcorn. James Robinson up in the chat turned me on to that about a year or more ago. And since then, we've fallen in love with skinny popcorn. It is fantastic. It only has 2 ingredients or 3 ingredients. Popcorn, a little bit of salt, and I think sunflower oil. That's it. It's really good. But yes, we have some you can have. Hello, James. Jimmy says, hi, Pat. What are your eyes? Why are your eyes bloodshot? Are they? I don't know. You guys tell me. I took my glasses off, so I really can't see my eyes. Are my eyes bloodshot? I know they're beautiful. My wife tells me that, and many women have told me that I have outstandingly beautiful eyeballs. But since my glasses are off, I can barely see my face. There you go. My eyes are red a lot, I guess, because of allergies and dry eye. I have dry eyes a lot. I know that. So if you're referring to maybe I smoke a lot of dope, I don't. I don't smoke dope. I don't do dope. But I do have a condition where my eyes dry out real easy. I run a humidifier, not a dehumidifier, but a humidifier 6-7 months out of the year. And I go through a couple of bottles of eye drops, Visine, at least one a month. Hello, Rusty. Bugs dipped in chocolate sauce. Tim says, well, yeah, I still kind of have that. I had snails and frog on Valentine's in Vietnam. Now, I've eaten frog, snails, because I have a thing about slimy things. I might personally be slimy, but I guess if it's fried, I don't like anything that's slimy. I don't like slimy. I have a thing about slimy. But frog meat, I've had frog many a times. Frog's good. I probably have had, I've never had escargot. I've never have. I've had every other little thing with a shell, it seems. James says, hello to you, Pat. Good to see you, Patrick. How are you? But yeah, my doctor turned me on to dope a while back, marijuana, for all the pain I'm in. He said, hey, I know I'm not supposed to tell you this, but maybe you ought to try it. I tried it. It didn't do anything for the pain. All it did was make me sleepy. And I have a phobia about going to sleep unintentionally. That's what happened when I went into my coma and I was beaten and tortured and therefore, and died in my coma. So I have an extreme fear, and I work extremely hard never to fall asleep unintentionally. So the marijuana that we tried didn't relieve any pain. It just made me want to take a nap. Slimy is not my favorite, Jim says. Yes, I give up. Can never catch the frogs. Ah, well, yes. I tell you a quick story that I thought was cool. Oh, God, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, I had a buddy, he's dead now. He was a gunsmith. And this is crazy. You know, I grew up around frogs and frog eggs and watching them hatch. We did the whole tadpole thing in school. But we went to a gun range, and there was like a water retention pond at this gun range, doing some shooting. And it was full, and I'm telling you, this thing was probably a 10 by 12 little concrete retention pond, had leaves in it and water. There must have been, I don't know, 10,000 frogs in this little condensed area. It was amazing. The whole little mess was moving everywhere. It blew my mind. I've never seen so many frogs in my life in one place. We have a problem with toads here. Have you tried LSD? I have not tried Latter Saints of disabled people. No, I don't do hard drugs. LSD, if you're talking about the psychedelic drug, I have not, no. No okra, not big on okra or eggplant. Too slimy for me. Even when they fry it, I don't like the slimy. I like the outer crust, but I don't like the bite of slimy. I don't like the eggplant all squished up and fried. I can't remember what they call it in the Philippines. I don't like it either. Craig says, I agree about the okra. Pat likes okra. Pat's an old farm boy. I bet you $1 Pat likes okra. I will eat anything once, then I can say I tried it, and then I went to the bathroom and puked my guts out and prayed never to do it again. Now, so, yeah, I'm very adventurous too. I really am. I'll try, I don't know if I just bugs, but I've eaten any meat that's been put in front of me. I have. I'm not shy. I'll eat vegetables, even though I hate vegetables. Yeah. Definitely like okra. See, I knew Pat did. Pat's a farm boy. I knew he liked that fried okra. And how do you drink bubble tea, David? Those okra can be quite... I don't do the balls. If you're talking about the little balls, I don't like the balls. I don't suck down balls. I'm not sucking balls, buddy. I'm not doing it. I don't like the, what are they? Are they tapioca, right? Balls or something like that? Is that what they're called? I don't do those. I don't do it. I don't do it. Me don't suck balls. But I do like bubble tea without the bubbles, I guess. I like bubble tea, but it's too sweet. I'm on a diet. Rusty noticed that I have become much slimmer as of late and not as well fed as some people. So, but I do like bubble tea. What the hell kind of conversation are we having here? Jimmy, that's a good damn question, my friend. Tobiaki pudding is good. Yeah. I like it once in a while. The texture is a little creepy for me, but I don't mind it once in a great 20, 30 years because it almost like it has maggots in it. The little rice, I think, that's in it makes me think of maggots. So, there's a short for you. Yeah, I don't suck balls. That might be a good short, Craig. Get me a bubble tea and suck it down and remind people I don't suck balls. I like pig brains. Oh my God. Pat eats pig brains. I would eat it. Don't think I've ever had it. I've had pickled pig feet. My mother was Cajun. She was French Cajun out of Louisiana, deep Louisiana. And I remember eating a lot of weird shit as a kid, but I would never eat pig's feet as an adult. That's what it is. Thank you, Tina Marie. Eggplant omelet. Yeah, it's too greasy. It's too oily, slimy, and greasy for me. Do they use gutter oil in the Philippines? Gutter oil? I don't know what that is. Let me Google that. I don't know what that is. Gutter oil. Gutter oil. I don't know what that is. Rusty, tell me what that is. I've never heard of that. So Rusty's asking about gutter oil. The great internet, which is absolutely true. Everything you see and hear on the internet is 1,000% true. Gutter oil is illegally recycled cooking oil, often sourced from waste materials like restaurant drains, sewers, slaughterhouses, byproducts, and poses a very serious health risk when consumed. I don't know if anybody consumes it in the Philippines. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. The Philippine people aren't, I'm going to say this. There's a lot of weird with the Philippines, a lot of good with the Philippines, a lot of bad with the Philippines. But the Philippine people aren't disgusting people. You know what I mean? Even the poor ones who are desperate are not that desperate. They're not bad people. They wouldn't do anything to intentionally harm themselves, And China, maybe the Chinese do it? Yeah, well, good for them. Good for the Chinese. I hope the Chinese restaurants in America are American Chinese. So there you go. That's the only way I eat bitter melon, Tita. Really? I don't like bitter melon either because when it's bitten, I don't like it either. Wow. Cow brains, never had it. I don't prefer to eat it, but if it's not slimy, I would eat it. Pat, at your house, if you're going to slice it up and make a big old fried steak out of it, okay. It's like liver. I like liver. I'm a big fan of liver. No, sewer is bad in the pH. No gutter oil. Yeah, I've never heard of anybody needing to go that low in the Philippines that they got to do that. I've never heard that. Never seen it or even heard. Well, I never even heard of it until you mentioned it, Rusty. So, I would agree with Tita. Don't think it's there. Craig, Tita loves that dish of bitter melon, and I add ground beef. I don't like bitter melon because it's bitter, and it's a vegetable. I have a phobia against vegetables because they're supposed to be healthy. And as Rusty noticed earlier, I'm kind of plump. And if I ate a bunch of vegetables, I might become healthy. So I have an aversion to vegetables. Now, I've eaten, Lorelei's made the bitter melon like you're talking about, Craig. And I think Tita, she's added ground pork to hers. I think I've eaten around the bitter melon. Same thing with the eggplant. I've had some of the egg around the eggplant, but So, yeah, I like fried green tomatoes. All right, I've had those. Okay, they're kind of like okra to me, not. Benay's always telling me to eat it because it's good for diabetes. Okay. I didn't know that. I wonder if that's true. Russ is asking about blood pudding, which is called, we make it here. Shit. Tita, I just forgot what blood pudding's called. Dim something, no. Tita, you're going to have to help me with the blood. Somebody help me with the blood pudding. Demagon, something like that. Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. Yes. My wife makes it. They like it. David does not eat it. I have eaten it, but I'm like, okay, I could do something else because there's a big plate of lumpia over here, and there's a big pot of Dinagun over here. Well, David's going to go over here to the lumpia. David's not dumb. He's just fat. Yes, but they all like it. I don't have a problem. We buy the blood. They make it here. It doesn't bother me any. I just don't think it's all that good. But I do like fried liver. And I don't like fried liver and onions. I like fried liver and mushrooms because I don't like onions because they turn out to be slimy. Mushrooms are kind of that way too. I tried blood pudding, blood sausage. I've had blood sausage. I've had that. Thank you, Tita. I've had some authentic German blood sausage type thing. I don't know if it's the same, but I've had some of that and wasn't impressed, but wasn't depressed. Thank you all for the thumbs up, thinking about being depressed. If you haven't given us a thumbs up tonight, please do. Fried chicken liver. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I love fried chicken liver. You can't hardly ever find it anywhere. As a kid, we used to get it at KFC. I would order I love fried liver. Woo! What? Give me some fried liver. Man, I eat that. I love fried liver. God, I'd go buy a big thing at KFC. Forget it. Oh, I love me some fried liver. Woo! Give me some fried. But you can't find it anywhere. And I make shitty fried liver. So, well, there you go. You just blew it. Craig says, I have blood sausage once a month. Okay, nice. Where does the blood come from? Craig, I'm just asking. Because you missed my live stream the other day where I talked about how we're being eaten by aliens. I'm just wondering where the blood's coming from. With hot sauce. I don't do the hot sauce. I don't do hot sauce at all for anything. I don't like hot sauce. I'm a pussy. I don't like things hot. I'm a fat white boy. My origins are German and Norwegian. We like bland stuff. I do like flavor, but hot sauce is not my thing. I guess I would eat it with ketchup, but I just like to eat it with gravy, mashed potatoes and gravy. A good mashed potato and gravy and fried livers. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to go to Pat's house and eat that. Straight over your head, David. Ooh. Craig. Craig, I just got it. Craig, you're horrible. Horrible, Craig. Craig. Woo. Craig. Where's Craig? Craig, you need to go to the timeout room. You need to go, remember as little kids, we had to stand in the corner of the classroom when we did bad in the classroom? Craig, you're in the corner. Craig's in the corner. Yeah, Cajun rice and chicken liver is good. I agree. I don't like white rice, but chicken liver is great with that. I agree. Spanish and or Cajun. Hello, Jimmy. Good to see you. Oh, man. We sent Craig to the corner of the room to put his nose in the corner. He only needs to be there for a little bit until he repents and comes out a better young person. Hi, Pat. Galactic Gaming's in the house. Good evening. I saw your new watch that you posted. Beautiful watch. Not my style, but beautiful. If you guys need watches, Galactic Gaming is your young man for that. Hello, Galactic. So, Craig. Man, and I thought I was being a little risque when I was telling them how aliens are eating the missing humans. But apparently not. Apparently not. Ah, Craig, you're a brave man, I'll tell you what. I think the big thing on the internet now is we can't go down this road. I can't get kicked off the internet because I'm trying to buy my wife a house. But I guess the big thing that they all talk about on the internet is pink tacos, you know. And me, being a dummy, when I first heard this, I thought they meant chicken tacos. Because when we go to the Mexican joint and I get chicken tacos, the chicken meat is pinkish, because it's been in the sauce all day long, and it has kind of a pinkish hue. But there you go. Apparently not. I'm just doing my order sheet for my next batch. I'm looking to expand my available models, so I need to buy more loads. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to buy, you got to buy to sell. Did you see the ones they found in Mexico under the 4 churches? No, are we talking about aliens? Craig, are we talking about aliens, or are we still talking about something else? I'm going to Google that because I have not, Craig. You got a link? If anybody wants to drop your link to your channel, you know you're welcome to. You don't got to ask. Clyde says, can I have some money? You cannot, because I have no money. I'm poor. My wife's going to a fancy concert this weekend and having a good time. I'm being left at home because we're too poor for me to go. So, no, you cannot. Yes. All right. Craig, I just sometimes got to make sure. You know what I mean? Let me look. Mexico, aliens under the church. I will tell you that one of the most fascinating videos, movies, documentary type things I've ever watched is, and this is real, it's, is in Mexico. It's about a giant crystal cave that while they were mining, they found a giant, you can go watch it, it's a real documentary, but it's about a giant crystal cave. It's back underwater now, but it's a great story, a great documentary, very cool science. And I have some money. No, I still got to buy my wife a house. If I give you my money, Galactic, how can I get my wife a house? All right. 2 400-year-old skeletons remains of aliens have been found under the church in Mexico. They say this was the site of a UAP crash. Let me see if I can find some more information about it. Oh, there is a YouTube video about it. Oh, Craig dropped the link. I found it, Craig, and pulled it up. I probably can't show you guys or get kicked off the internet. I'm going to see if I can find the pictures. Maybe I can show you the pictures. If they got any pictures. I do want to talk about giants one of these days. Well, I don't see any pictures yet. I keep seeing these 3 guys yakking their mouths off. Where are the pictures? Show me the damn pictures. If you don't have any evidence, then you don't have any damn evidence. I gotta, where did Craig go? There you are. I'll pull up Craig's link and see. Now, Craig, if they found skeletons under a church in the United States, 400 years old, they would call them illegal aliens. I want to see pictures. Interesting contract logistics person released China attained the first us went in to claim the others. Very interesting. Really? Well, I mean, I hear these guys talking about it, Craig, but are there pictures? I want to see pictures. Let me see if I can click on images. Craig, what do you think about, I saw a new thing the other day about the alien autopsy video. Illegal aliens or founding? Yeah, that's right, Craig. Tim, you got that right. That's kind of where I was going with that. So here's something from usatoday.com. Were the alien corpse shown to Mexican lawmakers real? And Craig, I don't know. I'll have to try to get caught up on the story, so no, I haven't seen it. But did they do DNA testing? Were they able? Are they confirmed not to be humanoids? Because it looks like there's only one picture. And it's not a very good picture. Maybe this is better. You guys want to see the picture? I'll show you the picture that I found on the internet. Just so you know. That's the only real picture I can see. Chief is in the house. Chef Roaster is in the house. Whoa. Yeah, what I don't like about things is when there's limited information. And I know whether it's the government or somebody else doing it, I don't like, I guess as a science guy, I really want all the information possible. Chef is in the house. Good to see you. We're doing good. Thank you. Much love to the Philippines and America. Yes. Thank you for being here. Everybody said hello. Whoa. I remember right on. All right. I'll have to study that, Craig. You can't see my beautiful face anymore, can you? I'll have to study that. I really will. But I don't like She Cooks and Roasts as an outstanding channel. Chef Roast and Gag. 14,000 subscribers her channel has. Yeah, I remember her now. Sorry. You know, how YouTube changed everybody's taglines. I get confused about who people are. But you have a great cooking channel, by the way. Yeah, we were talking about cooking earlier. You probably wouldn't appreciate that. Because poor old Rusty kept asking us some strange questions. But you have a great channel. If you guys haven't checked her out, please do. Craig has a YouTube channel. Pat has a YouTube channel. Who else has a YouTube channel? Tim has one. Everybody has one. You guys all like subscribe. People don't release all the information. Yeah, and that's kind of my deal. I guess as a science guy, I want more information, not less. Because otherwise, it's just speculation or your theory. If we can't prove, you know, what bugs me is, I may actually agree, Craig. I may go, yeah, I think that's real possible. But wouldn't we really like to have a great big discussion about things? But, you know, I guess the government won't let us. So, you know, I don't know. Would you eat an alien? We've been asked this question all night long. What will you eat? Would you eat an extraterrestrial? If they existed, if they came down, would you eat them? Because I got a theory they're eating us, Craig. I have a theory, thank you all for the thumbs up, that extraterrestrials are eating us. You know, Big John Blue turned me on to the 411 Missing series, and I've read and watched all of that. And I'm now convinced that extraterrestrials are eating a lot of the missing. Did you move something in your office? Good job. My wife is in the chat. Everybody say hello to Lorelei, the wife of the leader of the PAC. She's in the, yes, I moved the office around. I'm not 100% done. I'm about 80% done, I think. I still got some tweaking to do. But yes, I have rearranged the office. Everybody saying hello to Lorelai was great. I'll be back just reheating food. Outstanding. Reheat that food. Your food was decent today, Lorelai. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. They show photos in the link of the creature and the engraved tablets done by the original tribal people. Wow. Wow. Describing the fight that the aliens were died in. Don't do the other stop. Let me help you. What do you mean, other? Hello, Lorelai from Tita Marie. I'm going back to work now. Good. Good. All right, Greg. I am going to study that. That's interesting. I am, because that's going to be fascinating. Maybe we can talk about it again, right? So they show photos in the link. Well, I'm on the link, Craig. And they look, I mean, they look like they're chiseled out of concrete. The pictures, Craig, to me, they look like the aliens are, it looks like it's stone. You know what I mean? So I wonder if these are stone carvings or petrified, or maybe they're representations. Tina Marie says, I'm going out for breakfast. Goodbye to all in chat. Enjoy your breakfast while we suffer with no food, Tina Marie. We see how you are. You're going to go enjoy some great food, and we are not. Thank you very much for making us feel bad for eating outstanding food in Vietnam while we sit here and have nothing to eat. Except for humans, dogs, cats, rats, and everything else Rusty can come up with. So there you go. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Going back to work now, and of course, see your face, Timmy Ray. Have a nice day. Hello to you, Pat. Yes, Pat is in the house. He's probably cooking food, because he's always cooking food. He's always having something good to eat. I gave Lily the rib meat today, Lorelai. I fed her your leftover ribs. Lily enjoyed eating your leftover ribs. She did indeed. She's a very happy camper. She ate all of your ribs. Yes, always cooking. That's right. Making that good home style of cooking. Nothing wrong with that at all. What else? Let's see. You know, I don't remember if it was Rusty or somebody the other day came out with a theory. Somebody threw out a little theory that the oxygen level on the planet Earth was 40%, and that's why we had giants. Now, I don't disagree that we had giants, but I don't believe any humanoid organisms can survive in that rich of oxygen. Reptilian, double rows of teeth and lower jaws. T.W. Bodge, a Texan billionaire. Ever heard of him? No. Let me Google him. I have not. Let me Google him, Craig. Is it the same guy that makes like Bosch as in the speakers? Or is that Bosch? What is that? TW. Pat, maybe not the correct spelling of the last name, just going from memory. What's the giant with the eye? Do they exist? You talking about Cyclops? Or was, you talking about from the story of the Bible? David and Goliath or Cyclops? I don't know. Look, I'm a big, and Craig, I'm trying to find that guy. I see a bunch of Bosch families, obituaries and tax records and things like that, but I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen it. I can't see anything quickly about like that. Contracted to U.S. defense in Afghanistan. Erected for 30, etc. for 30 years. Okay. So you're talking about the Bosch guy was in Afghanistan? Is that what we're saying, Craig? I'm not having good luck finding them. Contracted to the U.S. Defense in Afghanistan, except for 30 years. Okay. So here's what I will say, Pat, Craig, everybody who's still listening, thank you for that. I absolutely 1,000% believe in human deformities, human misalignment, whatever you want to call it. I 1,000% believe over the many millenniums after millenniums that variations unintended have happened. People with 5 sets of teeth, 4 eyeballs, 3 eyeballs, 1 eyeball, 4 ears, different organs in the wrong places, multiple, sexual reproduction parts, all kinds of things. All right, Matt, welcome. You betcha. Craig sent in because quick response once they realized China got there first. Okay. I believe that, brother. Okay. So China got to, okay, Greg, I just want to clarify. So what we're saying is China got to the Mexican aliens first, and then we sent this Bosch dude in for America to get our hands on, or America got their hands on it. Dennis is in the house. Everybody's hello to Dennis. This is the Italian Leather Association. Lorelai, you better listen up. We have raised expensive LV been bought in your city. Yes, we are very aware. Please respect the amount of items being bought. Allow others to purchase them. There is too many persons, Italian leather goods being bought in my community. Yes, Dennis, I follow you. I think it's funny. So yes, there's been, don't buy, let others buy is Dennis's message. Thank you for that. That's what he claims. Okay, all right. Dennis, you are right. Hopefully I guess if she has the money, she can buy whatever she wants. But yes, Dennis, we do not need any Italian leather goods or French leather goods or Afghani leather goods or Canadian leather goods or any. We could have an auction. Or what are those websites called, like Prada.com or something? I could make a boatload of money by selling her shoes and purses. I could be rich. Greg says, hello, Dennis. Yes. So, Dennis, how are you today? Good to see you. Thank you. I rearranged my office if you didn't notice. You could have bought a village in the Philippines for 2 LBs. You could definitely done some damage. Let me tell you, we could have also took worldwide trips with it. There's a lot of things you can do. You know, Dennis, I was telling them earlier, I'm going to try to make a video of my friend who bought that Maybach. You know, they paid 250 grand for a Maybach. I'm not claiming it it's mine in my video, but I want to make a video of it, and I'll get a chance to do that this spring, summer. And I'm just sitting there thinking, looking at this Maybach, thinking, they spent 250 grand on a freaking car. That car, that money would have paid my house off and put money in my bank. And that car probably won't get 1,500 miles to 2,000 miles a year max. Hello, Canadian Craig from Dennis. John is in the houses. Can I have some money? Yes, you can have money if you wish. Here's how we do it on this channel. I am very happy to give money away. All I need you to do is go to my PayPal account and deposit twice the amount you want me to give you. And then I will transfer that to you at a later date. So if you want $100, you go to my PayPal account and put $200 in it. At a later date, I will send you the $100. That's how we do it. Because I'm trying to buy my wife a house. Where is your toilet? Where do you think my toilet is? Ralph, where's your toilet? Where's your toilet? My toilet is what we call in the bathroom or the restroom, or in the Philippines, the CR. That's where our toilet is. I don't know where yours is. Do you need the toilet? Is that what you're asking? You can't use my toilet. So you can either go out in the woods, you could find a gas station or a restaurant that might let you borrow theirs. But if you're asking, where's my toilet so you can use mine, the answer is sorry, but no. You would have to buy my wife an LV purse before you could use my toilet. Tim says, take care, everybody. Time for me to go now. Tim, we appreciate you. I hope your migraine has gone away. I hope you're feeling better now. Military runs the world? Absolutely. Those who has the guns and the power rule the world. A question, how many years of peace, no involvement in conflict has America had in 250 years? Have a guess, you'll be surprised. How many, okay, let me read the question. How many years of peace? True peace? In 250 years? Jesus. During the Woodrow Wilson presidential era, he was an isolationism. He didn't want to be involved in the world at all. He believed in America and only America. I would say 4 years during his presidency, because he truly was and preached being on isolationism, wanting to just isolate America from everybody else. Woodrow Wilson, 4 years maybe? I think it was Woodrow Wilson. I don't know. I think it was Woodrow Wilson who did that. I'm trying to remember my my high school history, in government. And I graduated a couple of years ago from high school. So, not quite there. But I would be shocked if we've had more than 4 years of true peace in the United States. The American government likes to fight. They like to poke the bear. They like to manipulate. And I guess I'm okay with that, because it kind of works for us. And that's why we all have no money and pay so much in taxes. Because our government likes to be into conflict. when a government is always in a conflict, it distracts from what they're really doing behind the scenes, which is who knows what. So, but Lorelai is excited about her party coming up. She's a dentist. She's going to a big fancy concert this weekend. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. Where's my Facebook page? I'll tell you. David Pomerantz. Apparently he's an American singer-songwriter who is extremely popular with the Filipina ladies. And he is performing in my part of the world this weekend. So Lorelai bought the, the VIP tickets. And her and one of the young ladies that you think is cute, Dennis, is going with her. They're going together. Viking of Norway, there is much money to make from war. Absolutely. Not only from a business standpoint, but manipulating the people, the citizens, to give you money. And then you resell, buy cheap, sell high. You make the demand. That's why, whether you like it or not, war is good for the economy. National disasters are good for the economy because it stimulates the economy. Viking, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Kanisha, how are you? All the way from the great state of New York. How are you tonight? Viking, are you still in the Philippines? Are you still hanging out with the boss, the man, the myth, the legend, the professor? Everybody say hello to Kanisha from New York. We won't hold that against this young lady from New York. So, Craig, was I right? 4 years apiece? Do you know, Craig? I just like the people went to the moon, teacher. All others blew up on the ship. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the space shuttle that blew up with the school teacher in it? I remember that. I remember watching it. I very much want to go back to the moon. I am 50-50 on whether the moon landing was true or fake. I'm 50-50. And why I'm 50-50 is because we should be able to do it quite easily today. We should be able to make it happen today and go to the moon and truly explore it, see it, identify it for the world to see. And I don't know why we're not. I remember it very well. Oh, you put the answer, Craig? Sorry, Craig. Let me Google. Or let me look. Where did Craig put the answer? Military runs world question. How many years? No involvement. Comment. Never having any. Have a guess. You'll be surprised. I'm trying to find. Hello, Dennis. Craig, are you sure you put it up there? Craig, I guess I'm sorry. I don't know where it is. That says yes. Put the answer above. Military runs the world, a question of how many years apiece. No involvement in conflict has America had in 250 years. Have a guess. You will be surprised. I still say 4, max. I don't know what the answer is. But yes, Pat, I remember that. And I truly don't know why we can't go to the moon. Elon Musk himself could get one of those stupid-ass cars of his to the moon and back. Why can't we go? We could do it. And that's why I am 50-50 on the moon landing. Because I think it is so easy to go. All right, Craig says, comment below the one you just read. The one after that, Craig, is from Viking in Norway. There is so much money to make from war. Then we have, all I can see is Kanisha's, then Pat, then Viking back in Norway right now. Then Pat's asking, do you remember? Craig says, I put the answer above. So maybe YouTube Secret Service deleted it? Viking Norway is back in Norway. How are you doing back in Norway, my friend? Yeah, Craig, I mean, it's not there. Sorry. Everybody said hello to Viking in Norway. Tell them happy back into Norway. I thought, are you going to Vietnam? I thought you were going to go to Vietnam this year. Yeah, it might have been the YouTube gods spying on us because I was making light of going to the moon. So they wanted to stick their finger in my nose and say, wow, that's shocking. We've had that many years, 17? Craig, I mean, it really is a shock to me. I would have guessed 4. Woodrow Wilson's presidency, 4 years. Oh, I could see the Great Depression. There was a couple years during the Great Depression. I could see maybe we didn't have anything going on because we were too panicked about ourselves. Wow, that's really shocking. That is that high. Yeah, but I'm serious. I don't understand why my wife can buy LV purses and we can't get to the moon. Dennis, I want to throw that one out to you. Remember to congratulate Dennis on his promotion to AC General, World General of all AC there is. But so what do you guys think? And just say yes or no. Do you think we went to the moon? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Do you think we went to the moon? Do you think, and then, yeah, so just do that simply. Do you think America went to the moon? Let me say that. Because I'm really 50-50 on it, and why I'm 50-50 on it is because it's so damn easy to do today. Why are we not doing it? And that's what confuses me. Viking says, I do not believe in the moon landing. Just thinking about how bad the internet was back in that time, I don't think they had the brain or the knowledge to go through the ozone layers, what they call the, okay, Craig says, yes. Why? Yes. Now, I hate to do this, everybody, but this is part of my brain damage from my coma, and I'm sorry. I forgot, Craig, the question I asked. It's part of the squishy brain thing, and I apologize. I can't remember if it was, do you believe or do you not believe in the moon landing? Something that happens in my brain, it's just the way it is. So, but I'm assuming that I asked, if you believe in the moon landing, say yes or no, is what I think. Did America go to the moon? Okay, thank you. It just shit happens, Craig. You say yes. Okay. Let me say why. And so I am 50, and so I'm really confused about it. I didn't used to be, but I am now. Because on one hand, I think we went to the moon, we found things that was not good, you know, that maybe was not the narrative that they wanted the world to know. And that's why nobody's ever gone back to the moon, because it would be easy to go to the moon today. So I think, okay, maybe they did, and they're trying to cover up what they really found at the moon. So nobody goes today. So I think that a little bit. Then I think, okay, maybe they faked the moon landing and didn't go at all, but they wanted to beat Russia and to impress the world about us being a superpower. And that's how we became, one of the ways we became a superpower. It was. So I don't know, but it could be solved easily. You could go to the moon today, study it, live stream it with us, figure out if there was a moon landing before as evidence on the moon is still going to be there, right? We left trash on the moon. The trash should still be there. They got pissed off with you when they started playing golf. Yes. What's up, Greg? And Dennis Viking in Norway says, he says, how was your time in the Philippines, Viking? Let me ask you that. So, did you have a good time in the Philippines? You know, how many, did you have, you can't give us R-rated details because I would get booted off the internet and I would never make enough money to buy my wife a house because I'm no longer e-begging for $5 million. But did you have a good time in the Philippines? And did you have a really good time in the Philippines? And all of that good stuff. Both is true. Fake videos because they knew. Yeah, I don't disagree with the video stuff and the sending the radio. I like Viking says, I do have a problem with how did they transmit the video from the moon to America? I don't know if they had, now I believe we could get to the moon in the 60s, but I'm not quite for sure. How could they transmit that data, the video? And in that point in time in history, it couldn't have been live streamed like we know live streaming today is instant. Wouldn't there be a delay of several hours or a day of what happened on the moon to be sent to America? You know what I mean? Because of the distance, wouldn't there be a delay in the video feed happening here if it could reach here at all? Because you can't do it instantly in the 60s. We could probably do it now with Elon and his personal satellites. Elvis is in the house, says, hello, good to see you all. You guys are all my heroes. This channel is the smartest YouTube channel on the planet, and the guy in the hat is damn good looking. Thank you, Elvis. I appreciate all the compliments, and so does all of the other outstanding people in the chat, recognizing their brilliance. So I kind of have, doesn't it take time for that to happen? And there has to be science and physics on this. Elvis says hello and bye. See you, Elvis. Take care. Enjoy your day. Through parks, radios, observations in the New South Wales, Australia, we were the transfer station to the U.S. Great movie called The Dish made about it. Okay. So, Craig, the movie was called The Dish. I'm going to try to look that up and find it. I am helpful as Thai girls. Ooh. So, young Viking who is single, I'm assuming you're still single, you didn't get married while you were there. One of the Filipinas didn't sink her beautiful little brown eyes into your soul, rock your world, and say, yes, you are now my new hubby. I'm assuming that didn't happen. So which do you prefer, Thai or Philippine? Young ladies is my question. Yeah, I'm going to have to Google that. I will. I'll try to find that somehow. But that's kind of my thing is, so Craig, in a nutshell, I see it. The movie called The Dish, made in 2000. This is an Australian historical comedy drama film that tells the story of the Parkies' observatory role in relaying live television to humanity's first steps on the moon in '69. Okay, I'm going to watch it, Craig. I really am. I'm going to watch it because I'm curious about the science behind it. Because, you know, man, there's a real big part of me that says it was real, but there's a gigantic part of me that says I don't think it was real or completely real at all. I think there's some lying going on. Don't know if I want to give you a long answer, but I'm going to write 27 sentences to give you a short answer. It was much hotter than Thailand. Yes, it is. A little humid there in the Philippines, which I actually like. My body hurts less in the heat. Yes, the girls talk better English. Yes, they do. Than Thai girls, but I found the Filipino girls lazy and not as nice. Ooh. Ooh. Outstanding. That's interesting. Lazy. I'm thinking. Viking, I'm thinking. That's a very interesting answer. That's an interesting answer. Caprillo's in the house. Can you please say do da 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 do do da da da? No, I can't say it. I can barely speak English as it is. Agree, it was not the truth. Okay. Lawson's back. Hey, buddy, how are you? Do you believe that we went to the moon? Lawson's has a great young channel himself. So, but I just, you know, I'm really hung up on why in the hell aren't we there today? We should be able to go to the moon tomorrow. I would volunteer to go if my wife would let me go. She would probably not let me go, but if my wife would let me go, I would go to the moon tomorrow with Elon. Elon and I could go. Then when we're back, he could buy me a house, you know, but I just don't understand it. And part of what I don't understand is we spent so much time at the space station. We did so many shuttle runs. Why did we not ever go to the moon? Now, we can't go to the sun, of course, because we'd incinerate ourselves. Because of helium-3. What about helium-3, my friend? Tell me about helium-3. Not allowed. That's what I mean. Somebody said, okay, it's not allowed. We don't want you to go to the moon again. But didn't India, or am I wrong? I thought I read or heard something that India sent something to the moon a couple of years ago. Does anybody remember that, or am I just hallucinating? I'm doing good today. I'm ready to go to the moon. Good. See, you can go with me. You can be my co-pilot, because Elon would have to be the pilot, and I would just be along to look good in a tropical shirt and a hat. So, but didn't India go to the moon recently or something? But didn't that just, or did they not? Did they send a satellite or a probe or something? Capello says, it's all rigged, the whole thing. That's why you have to give me thumbs up and comment a lot, because YouTube's all rigged against me because they don't like tropical shirts and hats. That's right. Okay, so what did they do? What did India do in 2023? Let me, because now I'm curious. What did India do? Does anybody know? Here's something from Sky News in Australia. See, you know, you can tell that you're old like me when you get irritated, when you search for something and you get nothing but videos, but you want to read an article. I'm still old school enough that I want to read the news article, then go watch a video. Don't give me a video first. I want to read the article. Which landed in the lunar surface 2 days ago, has deployed its small 6-year-old rover to explore. So they didn't send any humans. Research, social media posts, the rover rode the lunar surface, tucked the inside landers. Agents released a short video clip from the lander called Vikram, showing the ramp deploying. Great, that's great, but what did they find? Okay, but what did they find? Did they pick up any soil? Did they bring it back? So apparently India, the United States, the former Soviet Union, and China have landed a spacecraft on the moon. All right, I still don't know what the hell they found. Maybe I'll have to dig into that more. But, look, I'm old school. Let me read an article that says India landed on the moon on this such and such date. Here's what we did. Here's what we found. Here's what we brought back. Period. Bello says, I'm good on the moon. I hate flying already. If I got to go to the moon, I'll have a cardiac arrest. Well, maybe they'll take a defibrillator with them. Think about it, Wally. Do we just go east or west in the solar system? Why don't we send satellites or something north or south in the solar system? Why would we? Who would want to go north and south? East or west is always better. Pat says, Viking done subscribing to you, my friend. Comment it's good. Back. Pat has checked you out, Viking in Norway, and if you get a moment, please visit him later on and try to make it stick. Remember, if you're going to subscribe to people's channel, you got to do it the right way. I have you'll be shocked, my channel has had over 16,000 people subscribe to it, but yet I have 4,200 on the books. Craig says it's north or south with a magnetic force. Pat says yes, yes, yes. Well, and it's space. Does it really matter which way we go? I do think the magnetic force, the planet rotation, I'm sure all plays roles in it. Now, if you're Star Trek, and you have a warp engine, then you could probably go against gravity. You could go against magnetic fields because you have a great warp engine and a guy named Scotty who can make anything happen. But in modern world, I think they have to take advantage of whatever they can to get satellites in space, whatever up there. You got to go with the flow. You got to go downriver, so to speak, versus upriver in space because we don't have the Enterprise and Scotty. Craig says, why does the moon not rotate? I thought it did. Craig, the moon doesn't rotate? The moon doesn't rotate at all? I know they always talk about the dark side of the moon. Maybe you're right. Maybe the moon doesn't rotate. But it would be shorter to get to the outer space, I'd imagine. Does the moon rotate? I never thought about that, Craig. What does Google say about that? The moon does rotate. The internet says it does rotate, but it's synchronized with the planet Earth, so we don't recognize it being on the planet that it is rotating. Because they say on the internet, and we know everything on the internet is 1,000% true, that it does rotate, and it rotates with us. What's that guy's name? The smart guy that I really like, the physicist. He's on YouTube, and he says the moon rotates the Earth once every 27 days. That's why I guess we have the monthly cycle. So I guess it does, they say. All right. I always thought it did, but Craig, you made me stop and think. Well, this guy, the physics guy, what's his name? You guys all remember him? He's really smart. And I like him. Everybody, I don't know. A lot of people, the NASA says it's a myth that it does not rotate. The super smart people say that it does rotate. We just don't realize it because it rotates in sequence with the planet Earth, so we don't see it rotating. Now, I don't know how they know that it rotates. I'm sure they've done some work or something. So, interesting. It's locked in place. Me times when I am drunk, I feel like the moon. Oh, God, I know. Isn't that drunk spinning thing one of the worst things you can be in? Isn't that the shittiest feeling, to be so drunk that the planet is spinning? I don't drink much, but I remember that as a kid, you know. It's all a lie as long as you can drink your coffee and drive your car and go to work. That's all they want you to know. All right. I do think there's truth to that. As long as you can go to work and pay your bills or give the tax money up, I do think that's really all people really care about. Grab a different one each time around Christian. Yes. Yeah, you know. I hate that. I know it's about your equilibrium and the little thing in your ear, but I hate that. Viking likes that, Craig. He does indeed. All right, my friends, it's 8 o'clock here. I came on much earlier than normal today. So my back hurts because I've been working in my office. I did it all myself. I had no help from the moon people or NASA or Craig or anybody. Dennis didn't help. So I had to move my furniture myself today. So I think it's time for me to wind this down on a Wednesday night. I'm going to go and see if I can find this movie called The Dish on the internet and watch it. Get some rest. And hopefully we will be back live on Friday. Lorelai, remember, will be posting some stuff on Facebook about her concert thing and her big swing ding and meet and greet with that famous person and taking pictures and all the sexy women at the restaurant and hugging on this guy. And then she'll have a concert on Saturday that she's going to. So more power to her. But that's what we're doing this weekend. Other than that, just going to hang out and do things. So we'll see you guys Friday night late. Let me just appreciate Craig and Viking in Norway. It's always good to have you. Capello's good to have you. Pat in the house. Lawson, my good friend Lawson, who's a fine, young, outstanding young man. We had Elvis, who came and went because he's always confused about himself. We had our other friend, She Cooks, in the house. She has a big channel, big following. A lot of good people. Even John, Ralph, Fred, Dog, Chef, everybody in the house tonight. Tita Marie, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget a thumbs up. And James, talk to you soon, my friend. Take care, everybody. Bye. I'll watch the link first. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go back and watch the alien link, Craig. I am going to go back and watch the whole video from the alien in Mexico thing. I'm going to do that too. So I got that saved. I'm gonna watch that. So, all right, everybody, take care. and we'll see you soon. Jimmy, take care.